All right, welcome to the channel. I am currently getting everything set up. What did I use to sign up for that? I guess it's right there. That go. I guess we're not going to be using TikTok today. All right. Let me find the correct screen. Okay, screen capture. All right. Today we are going to be figuring out exactly who Caleb Hammer is, or find more out about him. At least the way I've heard of him is through his YouTube doing financial audit. I've watched a few of them before. They are a little interesting. Sometimes he does give good advice. But apparently, people are having a problem with him. People don't like him. People are thinking he's mean, he's cruel. I see him as a little blunt. So let's see what other people are complaining about. I have no. Oh, it'd help if I'd type his name in correctly. What's this?
What does that even mean? Is it a woman thing?
No, SJW thing. The
Just
So you're
word.
sexist.
that I said SJW. Is that women?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what SJW is, but
Social
you like
justice
to talk
warrior?
over women all the time.
Getting offended at something she didn't even fucking know. Really?
I talk over everybody, including myself.
You can't talk over yourself.
Oh, yes, I do. And that's why I flub so many words.
No, that's just a stutter. That's just because you
It's
don't know
not
how
a
to speak.
stutter. I talk faster than I think. I don't know what I'm saying half the
At least he's aware of what he's doing and taking blame for it. You think Caleb is an alien? What in the world? Why do you think that, man? Okay.
time.
Well, then maybe you should stop and think for a minute.
Go your. So
You can't say that.
I can. I just did. What do you back? And again, we don't listen to people like you anymore. We really don't. You guys have no power. You guys were like point.
Okay, he's a bit blunt on that. Yeah, but she and any other executive, politician, Democrat or Republican could just call up a major podcaster like Caleb Hammer, Joe Rogan for a interview and use it. Just explain the ugly truth you're describing. Caleb Hammer is the man I'm saying that only seeing his clips online. He's like if Dave Ramsey wasn't a devout conservative Christian. Okay. Should Caleb Hammer take on Jared Polis and the state of Colorado's finances? I mean, I seen a clip of the Michigan finance person today. Maybe I'll go back and look for that one and see what's up with it later. Might actually get me to watch carefully. Hey, he does give some good advice and is very blunt.
What? We don't listen to people that look like you anymore. I don't know if you know this. You've lost all the power.
Oh, a lot of people are agreeing with this clip right here. Social virtue signal weirdo. Seems to actually have empathy for his guest, which is great, but seems to be driving him steadily insane. Yes, it does. What's he talking about here?
I mean, there's no way she's good with her finances. So
Caleb Hammer offers to match Asmongold's 10K charity dono for Frogan to appear on Financial Audit and give her 5K personally. Ooh, that that episode I would definitely go watch.
I don't think she could accept that deal. Mr. Gold, if you hear this, let's just make it $10 for her to come on the show, and I'll match that 10,000 to come on the show to charity of her choice, and I'll match that. And then anyone else that wants to contribute to the pile, feel free. What's next in the Frogan lore?
You don't know what you did.
The Frogan lore goes deep, and it's fucking hilarious.
Oh my god, he just goes on there and calls her broke and makes her cry. He's like, what's wrong?
She should move.
Which I will do.
Oh,
Happily.
the breakdown is gonna be great.
She's not gonna come on.
No.
There's no way. 20,000 hours to the charity of your choice sounds pretty awesome.
It
but
does. I don't think she gives a fuck though.
No, she doesn't. She's performative.
Charity wise,
People
if it,
like
if
this
it
that
was,
are,
oh yeah, if this was 20,000 personally, I think she'd consider it.
sure.
But I don't.
Yeah.
People like this that are performative activists,
Yeah.
they don't actually give a fuck.
No.
They just want to.
Yeah, if it was for her to stick in her own pocket, yeah. But if it's to donate or charity or something like that, I would highly doubt she would want to.
sit there and milk and feel good and get
Right.
their support based on what they advocate for. It's so stupid.
Hell, heck, if I'm not mistaken, the clip they're watching right here, she's begging for money with. I wouldn't even call those $100 nails. Those are more like $300 nails right there.
Okay, well, I'll amend my offer. Asmund can do whatever he wants with his 10. I'll match that donation, 10,000 to a charity of your choice, or you can choose, and it has to be publicly disclosed, or 5,000 hours cash to you.
Whoa.
Okay.
So you choose 10,000 to charity or 5,000 to you. Let's find
Oh.
out.
See where her
Again, we will be respectful.
10 grand to charity or be greedy and get 5 grand for yourself. She'd take the 5 for herself and tell charity to go fuck off, in my opinion. But we ain't here about her. We're here about Caleb Hammer. Alright, original tweet. I want to know why an electronic banking transaction still takes 3 to 5 business days to be completed. And then you can have morons like Caleb Hammer saying that the US is the greatest country on earth. Well, both can be true. Not everything's going to be perfect. Nothing is actually ever perfect. Who was sexually harassing guests and trafficking women into OnlyFans modeling? What? Caleb Hammer offers to match Esmond. This. What in the world? The guy who was sexually harassing guests and trafficking women to OnlyFans modeling? When did he do that? Was it on one specific E-R-A-L. I don't know if that's spelled right. Double check. Yes. If so, drop me to check out for myself for a video. Welcome, welcome. No, lady, 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 blue. Sorry about that. Dogs got a little loud because one of our friends came over. I had an idea earlier when I was driving to a doctor's appointment regarding Caleb Hammer. What if he audited movies that broke the studio? Is conclusive, and this is false. That would be cool. Wait, earlier when, yeah, that would be cool. I know a lot of lazy people. I know a lot of people that can't budget to save their life. It's not how much you make, it's how much you spend. Watch Caleb Hammer, he proves it all the time. In his show, women are the worst because they are impulsive buyers. That I can majority agree with. Emma Hancock and Caleb Hammer replies, what is this dimension I live in? Okay. Caleb Hammer is the hero we need to expose these SJWs. They put themselves in a ton of debt knowing they have no intention of paying that debt and promote and vote for socialism, communism, and hopes that their debt magically goes away. But that's the thing. With socialism and communism, it's never going to work because what they're currently getting and what they currently have, it's going to go away. And they're going to have to do more work for less. If they even do work. I don't love that Caleb Hammer is all over my For You lately. Dude seems like a primo douchebag, and the internet already has plenty of them. I mean, he's more straightforward and blunt, and at least he's doing it to your face instead of behind a image that isn't even them. Oh, there's that original tweet we seen everybody quoting. Oh, that's an ad. I live Caleb Hammer. Okay. Oh no. Parents have to parent and be adults. Feed their kids meals, not instant meals shaped frozen pups. But I don't have time. Meal prep by Caleb Hammer's fucking book. That's fucking hilarious. Can you prove it? Weighs in on Rogan's financial instinct. Caleb and has on.
That's fine. You know, we have our moment right now with financial audit. 2 years from now, we might not, and that's okay. I can accept that. But you got to take away. You got to build businesses. You got to build sustainability.
You're making
She
money, yeah.
didn't.
But I think that.
Oh, go ahead. You
I
go
was gonna
ahead.
say I do think that is.
I mean, did Rogan ever really make good money like that? Considering she moved out to LA?
You know,
From what
one
I
thing a lot of
understand.
creators have is they get that pop on social media, but they're not monetizing in other avenues. I mean, you can do merch.
Haters vindicated again, unfortunately. Caleb Hammer got ratioed after calling out the looks of another Twitter user. Um, I don't see anything bad about that. The Goy cattle will not understand its poison until it's faced with bankruptcy after 100K and Klarna debt, 30% APR, and Caleb Hammer is forced to explain to them that they're retarded for a couple hours. Sometimes people need to realize they are fucking retarded. Um, I highly doubt that. I, I doubt it's staged. Caleb, what? I have a few passions in life right now. It's business, personal finance, and challenging extremism. Oh, goodness. Okay, this would be important to figure out who he is, right? I have a few passions in life, business, personal finance, and challenging extremism. The rise in political extremism has been very worrying to me, and I've started to call it out like crazy on here since my Thanksgiving break. Touche. Okay. That's why we're starting to hear a whole lot more about you, buddy. But I've received some valid criticism, even from my friend. The Papa Gut that I seem to have solely focused on far left extremism while leaving out far right extremism. Okay, yeah, he tends to call out more extreme lefties. That's fair, I accept it honestly. The far left extremists starting around 2020 with a lot of cancellations and performative activism has honestly annoyed me more than most forms of extremism. And these tend to be the people that come after me and try to destroy my life with horrible false accusations and doxing BS. So I've definitely focused on them. But if I think, if I think, if I getting tongue tied here, ain't I? But but I think if I want to actually challenge the rise in political extremism in our culture, I need to buckle down and truly focus on the extremism versus just trying to dunk on people here, as fun as it is. As a proven centrist, if you are on the left or on the right, you are my friend. If you are normal, and I really hope the people normal on the left and the right are the vast majority of this country. Let's find out. We will have fun. Okay. So he's more of a centrist instead of a left or right kind of guy. But I think both sides is bad. Well, if you think about it, both are. Yeah, I hate how this sounds. This isn't how I think. I just don't like to start from a place of ideology or liking a politician. I want to learn objectively and go where the facts are, regardless of which political views it belongs to. Plus, anti all extremism. Well, that's a good way to look at it. Best way to do it is look at it from an objective point of view. Cherry picking isn't centrist. Far right extremism only exists as a reaction to the left wing extremism, which can far right extremism can only exist as a reaction to left wing extremism, which can exist innately. There is no extreme firefighting when a wildfire takes off, only the appropriate forceful response necessary to end it. Maybe. Maybe not physical force, but metaphorical force. Maybe verbal pushback. No. What y'all think? Um, I'm sorry, Pearl. I wouldn't care what show I'd have. You would not come on it. Let's see. Uninteresting. You're too uninteresting. There's nothing to gain from having you on. He was probably just being nice about it. Pearl is not a sex worker. Maybe this is why he looked past. Doubt that. She tends to make good money. I doubt she's got a shit ton of debt. I doubt she's got anything really worth going through. Alright. Your YouTube. Let's check out a couple of your shorts. What's your highest viewed? 14 mil?
You're living off of begging for money on Twitter?
Yeah,
So who are your simps? Who are these simps?
No. That's my ad revenue.
What?
I'm monetized on Twitter.
How many followers do you have?
2,200.
How am I not monetized?
Okay.
Am I?
Have you tried applying for it? You just need 5 million impressions, 500 followers. I had 34 million impressions at one point, so they kind of like,
Why? How?
that just reply to big accounts. And so with the check mark, it boosts you up, so people like, you know.
You played the system.
Okay.
You're living off a bag.
Hey, if she can play the system, guess play the system, but make sure you pay them taxes on that shit. Alright. Let's scroll down a little bit. Let's see what some of his other stuff is. Daggone. Let's see what he started out as.
Well, would it be exciting if I told you in the month of April, you spent $1,234? Steve Madden, so $86
2022.
shoes.
Yes.
Panda Express. So do you eat out a lot?
I want to say yes. I want to say yes.
Yeah. $5 at Walmart. Like what's $5 from Walmart? $10 from Walmart. So
Dude.
it was a very exciting day for Walmart. And then I have lots of
Just
food.
give us a
Yeah, so
break.
you deposited $16 more than you actually spent. Well, would it be exciting? My first rental property was a complete disaster. It made my money jiggle jiggle, but luckily, the second one made it fold. Now I'm from
Wouldn't the first property pretty much make it fold over, but the second one jingle jingle?
a town in Michigan called Kalamazoo. It has a pretty strong economy that's driven by Pfizer, Stryker, and a state research university. This was the market I always dreamed of getting into. The home was listed for $124,500, and I put in an offer for $120,000 at 20% down. The home ended up being appraised for $100,000.
So did he make his money from the money from rental properties? Then?
$27,000. So after all closing costs and fees,
Or did
I had an
he?
equity position of $27,000
Oh, no.
immediately. My monthly mortgage, including property taxes and property insurance, came out to $794 a month. A young couple signed a lease for $1,250 a month. Deduct 10% for rental property management, 3% for future vacancies, 3% for future repairs, and my operating expenses every month came out to $158. So now I'm left with a cash flow of $271 a month. My
Okay. At least he was making something and doing more than just breaking even on it.
Starting a brand is hard.
Well, did you know that you spent $218 more?
Alright. Let's go over here. Since we're on YouTube.
Here's the problem with Caleb Hammer. I'm going to be totally honest. The show is geared around entertainment.
Whoa, no shit. What do you expect the show to be geared around besides entertainment? If it's not entertaining, then what's the point of having a show? You want something somebody's gonna watch repeatedly.
And then financial literacy is like right below that. But you have to have some level of entertainment, a wow factor, a shock factor that makes people say, what the is this? And
I think he actually pulls that off pretty well for the subject. If you think about it, finances do tend to be pretty boring.
it triggers people, like it or not. That's the nature of YouTube. It's the same thing with news headlines. They want negative information, and you have newspapers that are just like, I want to do positive news. They lose money.
Exactly.
Nobody clicking on that. Yes, people complain about it, but as a business, if you're trying to maximize reach, 1 million people want to see this thing, or 100,000 people want to see this thing.
Yep.
What am I gonna do? Here's the problem with
That's not really a problem. That's actually a good thing. He's finding a way to, from my experience, finding a way to draw people into the interest of doing their finances, of looking at it from an objective point of view instead of, oh, I want, but I don't have, and I can't get. You can get, but it might be extremely difficult compared to what hole you've gotten yourself into and how hard you're willing to work for it.
I have in my business checking account, and this is not enough anymore, $25,000.
For the business.
So that's what I have minimum in there, like before any distributions or anything.
Sure.
That's just within the business checking account.
I run really fat on.
Hey, that ain't really too bad depending on how much he pays his employees. But from what I understand, he pays them pretty well.
Cash, just to make sure that I can cover the employees, cover my family, and then if things just bad, I still got enough, a little slack in the system to be okay.
What would you recommend that fat cash be at a minimum?
I think you could probably have to be closer to maybe $200,000 of cash just to stay in the
Yeah.
business. Because what we're trying to figure out is, okay, no matter what happens, algo changes, some negative publicity, whatever that thing is, for the next 6 months, even with suppressed revenue, I can cover all the obligations that I have while I'm trying to figure things out. You just
Yeah, that would be good if you can get there to that point.
got to get through that 6-month period, and you want to have enough cash that you can do that.
I have.
Yeah, you never know when another COVID incident's gonna happen.
$9,579.78. It's your. I want to do this show for as long as I have fun with it. And now, obviously, there's employees that do rely on the paycheck. I've always kind of made the pledge to myself. If I ever decided to just stop, I would probably work an extra 6 months so that I can give all of them 1 year's worth of income at the exit. Because, you know, they depend on me. I can still see this going for at least 5 years. Maybe going from 3 episodes a week to 2. Not because they're necessarily hard to film, but they've become substantially longer episodes and more difficult episodes. If that's the idea. I want to do this.
I have noticed when I first heard of him and watched an episode, it was only like an hour long. Now when I come across his long form content, it's like an hour and a half, hour 45. Soon it'll be 2 hours.
This show for as long as I have fun with it. And now, obviously, there's employees that do rely on the paycheck. I've always kind of made the pledge to myself. If I ever decided to just stop, I would probably work an extra 6 months so that.
Okay, I've already watched
So
that.
we're making 11,900 right now. We're talking.
Just trying to see what other people think of him.
Caleb Hammer, he is an influencer and host of the Financial Audit. Well, he's sitting down with Governor Gretchen Whitmer. You can see the two of them right here. This is what he posted on social media. Now,
Definitely
according
gonna
to
go watch
Nelson,
that
the
later.
comments say that
Let me
Whitmer
know
is
if y'all want
expected
to
to
make
audit
me,
the finances
if
of the
I
state of
should.
Michigan. He also
Let me know if anybody may want me to go make a edited version of reacting to that video. Because I'm definitely going to watch it at some point. Just to see how it goes, because this is his first time doing one that big.
says the interview will mention incentives paid towards the construction of a Chinese battery plant that fell through, as well as Governor Whitmer's COVID-19 policies. Now, this episode is set to air on November 3rd. Caleb Hammer, he is an influencer and
As a tax vehicle, how much do you plan to continue to expand the gas station empire?
I guess as much as the clause goes on for, because like when I started doing it and it's still going.
Okay. What is that popping up on here for? See, an hour 40. Oh God, I did not like her. I can easily understand why she is the most hated person that's been on Financial Audit. Alright, let's go back over to X and see what else we can find.
Oh, SJW thing.
Oh, that clip. Of course you would say that. Let me guess. Bet they got it. No, no, they don't. Okay. Okay. Start. Literally never in my wildest dreams. This is fucking Almanac of Educational Strength Guides. I have bought 3 copies. It's been this reason I have knowledge I do about weightlifting. It's free agent with huge audience. You political guys are bumbling him. I see people with string convictions on both sides hurling the same insults at him in the same thread. Yeah, but we'll see. Let's go to his page. Hello, baby.
She's giving me her old Motorola.
Hold on.
Yeah, good.
Hey.
Is it cool if I go with her? I won't get out the car.
For what?
She's got to run back to her parents' house for a second.
She forget something? I guess. Just even if they approach you and talk to you, you don't talk to them. You say nothing. If they tell you to get off the property, back the car up to the edge of the road. that is a public road you can legally park on the side of.
So you want me to take my phone?
Either or.
Where's the key?
Should be in one of my pockets.
Okay, I'll give him one.
Alright. Let's see. We did our end of the year survey for all past guests, and the results are incredible. Far beyond what I expected to ever see. This show is special to be able to entertain and actually change lives is something I'm beyond proud of. Can't wait to share the average and median debt payoff soon. Actually, I can't wait to see that either. I spent 35 billion on homeless since 2019. Homelessness in California has gone from 151,000 to 187,000 in that same time. This is not an other people's money problem. Alright. Well, the fourth episode of Caleb Hammer Live is starting. Okay. That's a weird dog. Doggy dog. Alright. So pretty much he's a dick. He can be a dick. But at the same time, that dickishness is so you can realize what the heck's really going on. Alright. It's 8. I'm gonna hop off this stream, set up for my game, and maybe stream my game 30-45 minutes.